It was supposed to be a dare, just one night in the old cemetery. No ghosts, no curses, just silence and cold marble. But when Ethan woke up, he couldn't move. The world was dark, tight, and heavy. Dirt filled his mouth. He couldn't breathe. He screamed, but his voice came back muffled, buried under the earth. And somewhere above him, he could hear footsteps, slow, crunching, circling his grave. Then a voice whispered from beyond the soil, "You shouldn't have stayed after midnight." Ethan was 24, a photographer who loved abandoned places. He called it urban exploration, but his friends called it obsession. That night, they were drinking by the edge of Marlowe Cemetery, a century-old graveyard in a quiet town outside Oregon. Locals said the place was cursed, that anyone who disrespected the dead never left the same. But to Ethan, it was just a story, another thrill for his camera. His friends dared him to spend the night inside, record the whole thing, and prove the legends wrong. Confident, he grabbed his flashlight, his sleeping bag, and his phone, laughing as he crossed through the rusty gates at 11:37. Inside, the air was different. Still heavy, almost wet. The trees around the cemetery didn't sway, even though the wind outside was blowing hard. The marble statues seemed to watch him as he sat up near an old family tomb, the Waverleys, the oldest grave in the place. He turned on his phone camera, speaking softly, "Midnight at Marlowe Cemetery. They say the dead whisper here. Let's see if they're talkative tonight." He laid down, zipped himself into his bag, and started scrolling through comments. People were egging him on, joking about ghosts, asking him to call the spirits. Around 12:13, the feed suddenly cut off. When Ethan looked up, the flashlight dimmed, not died. Just dimmed, as if something was standing between him and the light. He could feel his chest tighten. From somewhere behind a tomb, he heard breathing, slow, wet, labored. "Who's there?" He called out. Silence. Then a small child's giggle. Ethan froze. He pointed the light toward the sound, but there was no one. Just fog slowly creeping between the graves. Then came the whispers, faint, overlapping voices, saying something he couldn't make out. He began to record again, whispering nervously, "If this is a prank, it's not funny." The voices grew clearer. Now he could hear them saying his name. "Ethan. Ethan." Over and over. Panic set in. He grabbed his bag and started heading toward the gate, but when he reached it, it was gone. The path he came through had vanished into darkness. The air felt thicker, harder to breathe. His flashlight flickered, then revealed something ahead, a woman in white, standing by an open grave. Her face was hidden by long black hair. Her hands were pale, almost gray. She lifted her head slowly, and though her eyes were black and empty, mouth moved, whispering words that didn't make sense. Ethan ran, but the ground beneath him felt soft, like wet clay. His foot sank, then his leg, then both. Before he could scream, the earth pulled him under. Darkness. Silence. He woke up hours later, gasping, choking on dirt. He couldn't move. His hands hit wood. He realized he was inside a coffin. Above, faintly, he could hear something, not rescuers, but shovels. Shovels digging down. He cried with relief until he realized the sound wasn't coming closer. It was circling him. Then a faint knock came from above. 1, 2, 3. Then a voice whispered, "You took my place." The air disappeared. His lungs burned. The last thing he heard before everything went. Black was a soft lullaby, sung by the same voice that giggled earlier. 2 days later, police found Ethan's camera on a grave, the Waverly tomb. The footage showed his live stream ending at exactly 12:14. The rest of the file was corrupted, except for the last 3 seconds of audio. A child's giggle. A woman's voice whispering, "You shouldn't have stayed after midnight." No body was ever found. And if you visit Marlow Cemetery today, some say you'll find a new grave near the Waverly tomb, freshly turned soil, no name, no date. But every now and then, at exactly 12:14, you'll hear a muffled scream, followed by laughter beneath the ground.